Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of Art of Living Organization to Yog Vaashishtha afternoon session. नमस्ते, मैं सोमेश्वर आप सभी का आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग संस्था की तरफ से योग वाशिष्ठ के दोपहर के सत्र में स्वागत करता हूँ। रोज की तरह आज के सत्र की शुरुआत भी हम लोग 3 बार ओमकार का उच्चारण करेंगे। We'll begin our session by chanting Om 3 times. Let's all close our eyes. Sit comfortably. Spine erect. And let's bring back our attention to our breath. Take a normal breath in and let go. Take a deep breath in and let go completely. Breathe in for the Omkar chanting. Let us invoke the divinity within. गुरु का आवाहन कर लें। पुनः पुनः let's express gratitude to Master. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Let us say to the divinity, to the Master, whatever the words that come out of this mouth, whatever the actions that are happening, whatever the thoughts that pour out of this mind, and power of discrimination arise in our intellect. Impression that might be created or memory, if you allow them to happen, and if still there is an iota of that I, me, let all that be inspired by the Master alone. Pray like this. We people walking on the path of self-realization, liberation, mukti, moksha, you have already experienced that there is nothing that can bind you. then this remaining life, let that be inspired by the master alone. Feeling the presence of the master within and outside. Slowly and gradually you may open your eyes. धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो. जय गुरु. Let's continue our session. Today we are on day 119. 1917 में यहाँ पे हम लोग पहुंच चुके हैं, and we'll continue with the chapter number 92. So the chapter number 92, we'll get to see that the dialogue between that dialogue is going to continue over here. We look at how does one really get into the Atma Sadhana. That Atma Bhava is there, how that self-realization practice one can do in this life. And then how this ignorance can know that ignorance using the 4 different ways is something that will be. So let's look at this thing that way that all our participants, all our viewers and all our viewers this session. So let's continue here with the session here. That in the last session we saw that how the Vidyadhar happens to approach Bhushund for the knowledge, and how Bhushund, Kaka Bhushund starts guiding him. So he continues that the same thing in the chapter number 92 also. Vidyadhar Bhushund Samvad, dialogue between both of them in the subchapter number 2. So here Vaashishtha Muni continues to interact with Rama. He says, Rama, the curious, that seeker, Vidyadhara, that when the Bhushund, this Kaka Bhushund is giving that knowledge to him, he happens to explain that how really one can do this Brahma Sadhana, Brahma Bhava Sadhana or Atma Bhava Sadhana, how that is been done. Let me tell you that. So here he says that, hey Vidyadhara, this once someone has become the Indriya Jay, that Indriya Jeet, and become the Nirvan, no? So it's like something which is beyond the form, beyond the name and form. Once that mind has established into that Purna Brahma, that complete Atma Sthiti, then that point of time, when the outside external situation, whether it is any shastra, whether it is any weapon, or it is the a touch of a beautiful woman, for both of that thing doesn't really matter to that such a Purusha whose chitta has completely become stable in that thing. So like this, become that pure like an akasha, pure like a space. You remain in that state only. So you continue to do that, and then what will happen that, well, despite of all such situation or all such events that will come across, you will still be able to sail through such events and the other things such as kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsara, all these 6 distortions that happens to come, and then we are taken away from that stability. That thing will not be there, and if at all, if it is there, then you look at that from the completely sushupti avastha, that is someone which is completely sleeping. How does that person doesn't react to anything like that? Situations comes in your life, you just be stable in that particular state with that situations in life. So we perform all your actions purely based on that sushupti avastha. Now say Vidyadhar, just like that in the water, that water does not stick to the leaves of the lotus flower, like that only you, even if all this such situation, such things comes in your life, you still be established in your own thing and remain in that, so that the vyadhis, no, the physical sickness, adhis, the psychological problems that will not come in front of you, and then while walking on the path of the spirituality, they will not trouble you. So it is like that, that the real the poison, if that poison does not leave that poisonous nature of itself, and because of that only it becomes translate into some insects which are poisonous, but in reality that poison is the root of that. Like that, this Brahma Swarupa, like that, this Shiva Avastha, this Atma Bhava, it is there in everywhere. This, without dropping that, it gets expressed itself into the form of a Jiva. But the real the one who are really self-realized souls, they really know that beyond all these things, there is only one tattva, that is, there is only one principle, and that is what is worth looking at, that is what is worth you can focus on, concentrate on that. So if we see from the perspective of other things also, that this, if despite of this insect that may die, that poison inside it will not die, that tattva, that poisonous things, that will remain. Similar to that, even if this body happens to die here, no, despite of that, that Atma Tattva, that thing, that does not get diminished, that does not die. The other things of Jiva Bhava that may appear, that there will be an birth, there will be an Vadi, there will be a sickness, or there will be an old age, etc., etc. But in Atma Bhava, such vikaras, such Bhava vikaras are not there. That is applicable only to your Deha or your cell body, that is your Chitta. But at the level of self, when you look at it from the level of self, those vikaras, those distortion does not exist there. Like that, without keeping any asaktis, without keeping any cravings associated with all the actions of your body, you make yourself free. No? And then how does one does that? One can really do all these things. Just there are multiple upayas that are said, that you continue to do listening, you continue to read the scripture, you continue to listen to this knowledge, you continue to do the manana, chintana, shravana, vachana, and nididhyas. This is a practice that is really worth, and when you do that, then this entire Bhavasagra, then this entire universe, that will appear to just like a footprint of out, and then you will be easily able to cross over that thing. So like this, and in while doing like this, there will be some luck, and there will be some things that will come, and that will allow this to happen. If you think like this and ignore your self-effort, ignore your purushashtha, that is not going to help you, then it will not become siddha for you. You need to continue to put your self-effort when you continue to walk on this path. That is very, very important. What is your self-effort? So Gurudev says that is you have to do your purushartha. What is purushartha here? The purushartha here is your dharma, artha, kam, and moksha. All these four things put together, you need to do your purushartha. What is your dharma? Whatever your daily routine duties are there, that becomes your responsibility. That is what is dharma. Dharma, the concept of dharma is very individual in nature. The student who is studying, his dharma is to study. The homemaker who is at home taking care of the home, her or his dharma, his responsibility is that. The one who is doing business, the one who is doing service, the one who is doing taken sannyasa, everybody's dharma is very individual in nature, and one need to really practice their own dharma, giving their 100%. Whatever the prapta karma, whatever the prapta vyavahara that has come because of the sanchit karma, that is what is one really need to do, and they need to practice it with 100%, giving their 100% that time. Now to fulfill your dharma, if you need anything, for example, you are puja and you need to do the puja and you need to offer something. Now that whatever the samagris, what are the things that are required for you to go ahead and perform the puja, you need to do really go and earn that. So to earn that, if it requires earning money, earn that. If it requires putting an effort to do that, put that effort. No, putting the effort is called as your to fulfill your dharma, whatever the required effort, that putting that effort and earning that thing which will allow you to fulfill your dharma is becomes your earth. It is not just money. That becomes your self effort, and your effort to earn what is required is called as earth. Now, while doing so, when you walk on this path, there will be some kamana. Now, kama means kamana. There will be some kamana, some goals, some wish list. Now, to fulfill that, if you really attach a bigger goal associated with it, for example, you want to study in IIT, or you want to become an IS officer, or you want to become a businessman, whatever role that you want to play, whatever is that you want to become, if you associate a bigger goal to it. Yes, I want to study in IT. Yes, I want to become collector. I want to become IS officer. I want to be a sportsman, or I want to do whatever you want to do in your life. If you associate not for earning a lot of money, not for earning a lot of name and fame, but to serve the society. Let my knowledge be useful to serve the society. If that situation can happen, if you can associate your that smaller kamna, that smaller materialistic goal with the bigger goal, then it is being said that this entire universe will come and help you to fulfill your goal in life. So let's have that kind of goal, so that that becomes part of your purushartha. Such purushartha. If you really want to do something, do it at a bigger scale, do it at a bigger vision. Now, have a vision of that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Go and help of whatever the skill that you want to earn, or they are being bestowed on you, that you have those skills. Let those skills also be useful to the humanity. Have a bigger goal. So this universe also will come and help you to achieve that. And the last one, when you have taken a birth here in the form of a human being, your ultimate goal should be your moksha. The combination of this dharma, artha, kam, and moksha becomes your purushartha. And while walking on this path, while doing this sadhana of atma bhava, self-realization, one really need not forget this purushartha, this dharma, artha, kam, and moksha, and then continue to put the self-effort to achieve that thing. Then that sarabhut, that is bhava, that is which is sarvasreshta, that is which is exalted thing, that thing will think, and it is not really good to do the upeksha of that, not really good to ignore that. So that is the antim shreni, that is the last stage to that atma bhava or shiva avastha, is that is really worth. And how does one can do it? It is through contemplation of your mind, continuously contemplation through your vichara. Because vichara is being said as the second gatekeeper. Moksha ke char dwarpal dekhte, to uska second gatekeeper is your vichara, your self inquiry, your thought process. That is very, very important for you to walk on this path. That continuous contemplation is very, very important. And through that contemplation only, you continue to seek, you continue to search, and then that become your buddhi, become your intellect, steer and stable. And then in all these things, if you are able to see and focus on that one thing, then that ekatattva abhyasa will really lead you to that antim sreni, that is the Sat Brahma. That is what you will be able to see. And then your all the other things, like your mana, your mind, your buddhi, your intellect, your ahankara, yuga, etc. All these things, different rupas, different name and forms that you see, it's of a same Chaitanya which expresses itself in that. That thing will not remain. That will not come up, and that will not stay for more time. So like this, hey Vidyadhara, you continue to look at that, go beyond that part, and that imagination that we do. This is that aham bhava that comes into picture. That is only and only Bhranti. That's not the truth. That if you really see that, okay, the space inside the pot and the space outside the pot is different, it is just an illusion for you. The space inside the pot and the space outside the pot is not different. It's just a space. No, that is not that inside space and outside space. Just for the sake of saying, we say it. No, there is inside and outside, but in reality, that space element is all common. It's same pervading everywhere, exactly in a similar fashion. That this is just ahankara is also just a Brahm. It is just a Brahm like this. It's just an illusion like this that we see in the form of an optical illusion, in the form of an illusion like this. We apply some logic, some tarka, but that tarka doesn't hold true. That logic doesn't hold true here. It is the same thing like that only. That same Chaitanya, same Atman is what is present everywhere. So you look towards that, and take hold of that. Similar to these things, if you see that this unthinking thing, this aham, which is, it says that I am separate, then it is just a Brahm like this. This Brahm has created, this hallucination has created, this illusion has created that you are someone separate from that Paramatma, that thing. But in reality, this is nothing but avidya. This is all causing purely because of the ignorance. So if you look at even if you look at it from an atomic structures perspective, if you really see that atomic structure, there is nucleus, there are electrons and protons which are revolving around the nucleus. And if you see the distance between that nucleus and this electron and proton, and if you compare that in the form of a relative thing, that the size of that and that distance between that, it will appear to you like there is another universe which is there inside the atom. And like this, there are universe under universe under sphere, and there is a latest research that has been done in science called something called as string theory, that till this point of time the smallest particle they used to know and call it as an atom, but now they went ahead, they saw this nucleus, electron, proton, and now they went ahead even inside the nucleus also, and they found that there is so much of power is there. There is this nucleus is that Shiva, which is sthir, it is stable. The moment you go and break that, the moment you break the samadhi of Shiva, that Trinetra will open and that pralay, that Shakti will come up. So you will see that we see that this nuclear power, atomic bombs, atom bombs, and nuclear power plants, from where all that energy is coming. That energy is that is there in that nucleus, and once if it is stable, it's fine, it's in that Shivastha. The moment you go and break that nucleus, that Shakti will come, that Spandan will come, and that's a huge source of energy. And what they saw inside the nucleus, when they went inside the nucleus, all they saw, it is purely just a strings of energy and nothing else. And because of that only, Gurudev many times says that it is just, this entire world is like a fluid. It is just a string of energy. There is no matter that exists. What is it that we thought as a matter? It's the items, it's the mass which carries that item. Because of that, we say it as a matter. But now the science realized there is no matter. This is just a pure string. These are pure strings of energy. And this is being said by our Rishiminis so many years back. We knew this. It is just a fluid. There is nothing solid here. It is just pure fluid. No, that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be just transformed from one form to another. We learn this as a law of thermodynamics. We know this. So we look at it from the perspective of engineering, look at it from the perspective of science, look at it from the perspective of spirituality. Inside and everything and like structure, there is its unit exists. If you look at this body, if you look at this body, and it has all the same unit back, yes, for them this body itself is a universe. So the universe and the universe, inside it's all layers of universe. There are many such universes that exist, but that also is just an kalpana, just an imagination in the Chidakash. That supreme, when it expands itself, when it expresses itself, it creates the chitta. The chitta of Paramatma is called Chidakash, and in that Chidakash, it expresses itself in the form just like a dream. It creates all these things, it does the imagination, and all these things happen to spread. And that is what is reality. That Jada Bhava, that inertia, that is that I am that stool Bhava, that Jiva Bhava that comes. Behind that also there is that Atmachitti, there. And you see that to all these aspects, you apply these two principles of this aham and idam. Idam means not this, anham is what that is a real separate and really other than something than this, to that atma bhava, to that thing you do. Other than that, you see everything is just a kalpana, everything is just anadi spuran, and that is what is you see is this called as srishti. Then he continued to explain that if just like that Jaladravya is there, that water is there, that happens to continue to expand, and while expanding, there are some waves that will come on the ocean, no, and there will be some twisters that will come, but in reality that is only one. There is only water, no, although in the twister or in the waves, but it remains as something different, but it is just nothing but that one Jala Tattva which is there. And the moment you see that having such waves, then there is a spandan, there is a vibration. And the moment these waves subside, there is an upasham, there is automatically that stable state. No? So like that, you see in that particular thing that this chitta, that thing which itself have expanded itself, that chetna have expanded itself into this multiple form. And then if you really able to look this fact, then automatically all the upasham and all the peace of mind, that thing will come into picture. You'll be able to establish yourself into that. Then here the Bhushund continues to explain that, see, I'll tell you this in one more form, one more way, which will help you to understand. So here the Bhushund says that, here Vidyadhara, so there's one more yukti, there is one more technique that I'll tell you how you can see the entire prapancha or this universe is not different than Brahma. How it is the same Shiva, same Brahma, how it has expanded, the same Shiva is expanded as a Shakti. How that is, let me explain to that. Now, to see something about this universe, or if you look at it from the perspective of your physics also, that always there has to be some directions. We know that we exist in a three-dimensional space. X, Y, Z are the three directions. Now, beyond this universe, there is some another parallel universe, if you think and talk about it, that it exists in, and there is a time is not a fourth dimension. It becomes a part of your physical dimension. How is that? See, any kriya, any action, if it has to happen, if it has to come to an expression, you always, along with this three dimension, you require that fourth dimension, right? How, for example, if I say, okay, on the earth, there are these dimensions. In that dimension, there is a latitude, longitude, and there is a latitude and longitude. Let's say we are in Chinchor or in Pune, and let's say the one person wants to meet another person at particular location on this planet Earth. What is the another thing that is asked? Where to meet? You have already answered. Okay, at this latitude, longitude, at this location met. That is an space and point in the XYZ location. But what will be another question that will be asked? When to meet? You'll ask the time. Unless and until you tell that time, will they be able to meet? No, right? So that time element has to be added if some kriya, some action that has to happen in this physical world. But if you really look at all these things from the concept of desha, kala, and the kriya, so they are all really paraspar sapeksha, means they are all very relative to each other. And the one which is beyond all these things is that tattva, that atma tattva, that brahma tattva, which is beyond all these things. Even if you look at it from this perspective, then also you will be able to understand this. No? So he continues to explain, if you look at it from prapancha, this universe, from that aspect, then this desha, kala, and this niravi or nishkriya, brahma, this is really asambhav at the level of brahma. All these things which happens to appear over here, it is really does not exist. Here, if you say that if there is a disha, if there is a direction, then only the sthal can be there. See, XYZ direction is not there. How can you point to the particular sthal or the location? It is impossible. No, and to perform any murta, sakara, dravya, or any murta kriya in that form, obviously your srishti kala kalpana is there. It has to be there. Kala has to be there. Otherwise, the action will never happen there. No, like this. So in the utpatti time, this thing before that, there was no such disha. There was no such murta form, and there was no such concept of kal. Right? This kal, disha, and all these things, these concepts after by us, this is like this, and then think this is then definitely if you look at it from this perspective, and if you look at it from the perspective of kala, this kala also does not exist at the point of before utpatti, before creation. This is not there, right? So this, even the pralaya, when it is this universe is diminished, it is completely destroyed. Even that time also, after that, there is no concept of kala, because the concept of kala time is been introduced by us for here. So this kala and desh and disha, this desh means the boundaries. But if you go beyond this, there is something which is ananta, which does not have bound, because it does not have concept of desh here. It does not, it's kalatit. It's beyond the concept of time. So it is beyond time and it's beyond thing. All these activities, there are no activities, there are no kriyas that are happening. It is beyond this. So this concept of Desh Kala Kriya is really not applicable to the one which is the Brahman, to this. So this Thala Kala Kriya, they are really just relative to each other, and in that thing there is only one abhava. If you look at it from any one abhava is there, that one of them does not exist, automatically other two also will cease to exist, because their existence without each other is really not possible. And then without kriya, the siddhi of kala will not be there. The kriya is not, action is not happening, there will not be any kala. No? So in all these things, if you look at it from this, in all aspects, no, then you will really understand this disha, kala and kriya means this direction, time and the action, they are really not possible at which where the Brahma is there without Brahma. And that thing from Paramarthik Drishti, if you look at it from a spiritual angle, the existence of this itself is not there. Because I already see how the Utpatti, how the creation of this universe has created, and it is just is expressed in the form of this unreal world, as just as an imagination, just as a dream. So in spiritual angle, the existence of this is anyway not there. So if you continue to think like this and really understand this viewpoint also, automatically you will not get stuck into this, okay, this is what I am, this is mine. In this abhimana, that dignity, what you say, or you say that pride which is there, obviously that will not, iota of that I, that separateness from the Brahman, that will not remain to be there, it will diminish. So very beautiful, see the very small little ways that Vashishtha Muni is explaining to Rama, which was told by Bhushund to Vidyadhara. Very such techniques, then really one will be able to get over this ahankara. No, that is really we explained very beautiful. Now he says that once you get into this, there's one more technique that I'll explain you. What is that one more technique? He says that you look at this just entire world just like there is an drawing that is been made. So if you look at it from perspective, just this is just a drawing, this Maharaja. If you imagine this entire planet Earth or this universe as completely just as a two-dimensional map, then what will appear there? Add just little small little bit here, there will be some line that is drawn, which is kind of river. We say, okay, it's a river shown in a blue line. Then you say, okay, there is some form here. This is a mountain. In reality, there is no mountain, there is no height, but you'll say this is just a mountain. And there are various such things that you'll say, okay, these are people, there is a forest, there is ocean. We see the map of the entire planet. So like that, you'll see that there'll be all these different forms in the form of the body, in the form of desh, countries, in the form of river, directions, this north direction, etc. All these things. But if you see in reality what it is there, it is just some different colors which are there. In reality, so is it there? Anything is there? So like that, if you see that this entire drawing that has been made, this universe as just an entire drawing, then you will realize that using the vairagya, using the dispassion from this is really you will to get out of this. That you will be able to see that if you use some other color and just apply on it, you will be able to withdraw that drawing. You will be able to diminish that drawing. So like that, what you do in this Jagat Chitra that is there, the Chitra, this drawing of this universe, in that thing, how inside if you see, it is using your prana. That is the Antas Ad Sutratma, and the same Vayu which is there outside as the Vayu Spandana, using that Brahmula Brahma Chetana, that Drishtanta, that Chetana is there alive. It keeps itself alive. It is that, otherwise it's all dead. It's all nothing is there. If there is no Chaitanya, there is no that awareness, that Janu, which is not there, it will be just a simple dead thing. Either it is body or in this Drishta Jagat. If you become aware about this, then you will really see this Jagat Chitra, this drawing. No, this you will not take it very seriously. No, you'll just say, okay, just a drawing. Anyway, just an happening over here. There is nothing truth here. This is an unreal world. And then automatically this thing will all other routine activities of your will become very susaya, means you will be able to go through it, sail through it in a very simple manner and in a very simple form. No? Then all this drawing that will be teared off, and this concept of this real world will turn into the unreal world. You'll start looking at things only as a dream, and then just like in chitrapat, just like in movie that you go and see, and how you don't react to that. Once you walk over, you are free from that. So like that, you will be able to go through this world and live this in this world as if you do not exist. So you continue to remain in that Atma Bhava, that Chetna Sarupam. That is what is there. Like that only, hey Vidyadhara, you start contemplating and think yourself like this. Now, what is it that stops us to do such thing or think like this? So it says that is the influence, that is the avidya. And now let me tell you 4 different ways to deal with such avidya. So you continue to study avidya, this ignorance. Now you look at it from the perspective based on shastras, in the yama niyama, means all the disciplines that you do. Then using the shravana means knowledge, vachana means reading it, shravana means contemplating on it, and then etc. All this that we said that if you really want to start this, you need to really do this practice. Nirantar, Satkar Sevita, then it becomes Buddha. You've seen this sutra in Patanjali. Whatever you want to practice, how you do it over a period of time without any get, with full honor and respect. If you do, then it will be established. So here also in Yoga Vaashishtha it is said that if you do the Vakshana, Charavana, Manana, Chintana, Manthana, and Nididhyasa, practically put it in practice, then it will establish after some time. So you continue to that. Using these things, you continue to do this till do all this effort till time this all the etc. is completely removed from system. You know, put effort in that. Then like this, if you do this half of your avidya will be diminished. Then the remaining half, how it will get diminished, and then you continue to interact with the people that the Jnani Purush, the one who are established in this knowledge, you continue to go and talk to them. You continue to put up your questions and answers. You continue to do that manthan, that question and answer, that thing, continuously do with that. Then what will happen? It will be easier for you to sell through this samsara. Then the other people who are also walking on the same path, the jigyasu, the seekers. No, Gurudev has created such a beautiful book for us, the Notes to Sincere Seeker. So all such sincere seeker who are really looking for the truth, you be in the company of that. They are continuously thinking, what is this ansara? What is this universe is about? What is the paryavasan? What is that? How one can get rid of this? What is the mool root of this? How this creation has been created? What is the real principle of this? Now, how this one can get out of this or sail through it? Now, the people who are continuously thinking like this, the one people who are walking on this path, you be in them. They are the one who really wants to become that virakta, that nimatta, that sajjan atmagani. You search for such people around you, and then what you do? Then you do the aradhana. You be with them. Now, it's very good idea. Nitya, you be in the company of such people. And it is because of this only in the Yoga Vaashishtha, the 4th gatekeeper, moksha ka chautha darpa jo hai, that is called as sadhu sangati, company of the master, company of the good people around you. That is very, very important. No? So like this sadhu samadham, being in the company of the good people, then you continue to walk and let the sattva gunas, the gunas such as that you continuously get into this manobhumika, that manobhumika is done. And then the other gunas such as viveka, such as vairagya, shama, dhamma, ityadi, etc. All this sadhan, chatushtaru, that sampatti, daivi sampatti is what will come to you. We have seen in the morning session also, we have seen that there are such shata sampattis, shama, dhamma, titiksha, shraddha, uparati, and samadhan. This is what is worth achieving in life. Other than that, this money and other sampatti is what you say as sampatti, that Lakshmi, that can become the cause of your sorrow also, and we have seen this n number of time. You have been doing this in n number of lifetime. You have always done that, but now it's time to earn that real sampatti, that real worth thing that is there. And Gurudev says that okay, you don't have it, go do your purushartha, dharma artha kam moksha, put your self effort, so prayatna se arjit karo, shram dam titiksha, uparati shraddha samadhan, shata sampatti. It is worth achieving that sampatti. Using that, that avidya, one-fourth of the vidya will be removed from this. One-fourth of the vidya will be removed from the shastra shravana. No, that shastra shravana and manadika and the yoga. That is, it will be removed from these things. Then the next one he says that start looking at your deha bhava. This body, sthula body that is there in the grassroots, this body, you start looking towards that aham buddhi. What is, because of that aham buddhi, that vikshepa, that it is great, that also will be diminished from this. Then you will say that whatever the remaining one-fourth that will be there, that thing, that avarana, that ansha is because of the atma, because of the self pratyaksha anubhav, that experience of the self, that self realization, and the dhyana samadhi. Because of that, the one-fourth, the last remaining of vidya also will be diminished. So you continue to walk on this path, and look at us now. Look at Gurudev, how he has been walking us through all this path. No? He introduced the knowledge, he has given the techniques. We have Sudarshan Kriya, we have pranayams, we have the yoga asanas, and then this is your sadhana. Then he says, okay, go and do your meditation. Sahaj Samadhi meditation is there, and then you do your satsang, be in the company of the good people. No, everywhere you go, see there is art of living that is present. We will see that art of living teachers, all the people are there. That sadhu sankati, that satsang is continuously happening. And then once you are walking on this path, go and help. Do some selfless service, something which is beyond your swarth, beyond your thing. If you happens to do that selfless service for the people, that sadhana, satsang, walking on the path of shown the master to us, we are really going to this and removing all the possible ignorance, all this using all the four such techniques. So beautiful. This is so amazing. That master has really given us, and now we are looking and going through Yog Vaashishtha. We are realizing and what is it that master have given us, and that kritagyata, that gratitude towards the master is really done here. That is what is very important. And then what happens to such thing? Then that utkat, that moksha abhilasha, that is that wanting to be free, that has dawned in you. Just one sec. Alexa, stop. So that thing, that moksha, that wanting to be free, that has dawned in you, then that is where that vairagya, that dispassion also will dawn in there, and automatically you will become free from all the bhogadis, whatever the things that you continue to experience here, five senses of tendencies of it going outward, automatically that will subside, and then all the other things, the yoga, siddhi, adi, etc., all these different using that sadhanas, you do the nivarana, you remove this ignorance, that is avidya out of you, and then what remains after that is that mamkara, that purusha, that sannyasa is what remains like this. Hey Vidyadhara, do the sadhu sangama, sat shastra shravana, and then the swaprayatna sadhana, using all these three upayas at a time. You adopt this at a time. Not that, okay, I'll do this one and then I'll do another, I'll do the third, another. No, if you happen to do that, the output also will come in that sequence only. But rather than that, what you do, you apply all these things, all the three things at a time. Be in the company of the good people, sadhu sangama, sat shastra shravana, read the shastras such as Yog Vaashishtha, shravana, listen to it. Discuss it with the people, ask your questions, get your concepts clear, get your doubts clear. And then the swaprayatna, that is swaprayatna means your individual efforts. That sadhana is what we do. Sudarshan Kriya is what we do. Do that. All these three things put together, you do it. And while doing it, it really doesn't matter whether you are in the forest, you are in the city, you are doing your job, you are doing your business, you are married, not married. Really, you are taken a sannyasa, become brahmachari, become swami, koi farak nahi padta. It doesn't make any difference. Just do these 3 things at a time, and then do whatever kriya you are there. Doing the kriya is purely based on your role which you are playing, and it can be any role. It can be role of a husband, it can be role of a son, you're taking care of your parents, it can be role of a businessman, we are doing business, it can be role of a student, sportsman, whatever role, immaterial, doesn't matter. You put this and become free. That is what is really worth. And then remove this avidya, remove this ignorance. See, it is that ignorance that is you are taking everywhere. So whether you are in the ashram, you are in the forest, you are at home, wherever is that, what is actually troubling you? It is this avidya which is troubling you. It is not the other things, not your actions, what you are doing. Actions you are free to do what you want to choose based on your interest, based on your prarabdha rather. Whatever that prarabdha, that sanchit karma is, that anyway you want to finish it off, that balance you want to beat to zero, right? So this is what is there, and can happen. Can it happen faster? And he says, no, do this, my dear. If you do this, you are free. You will be able to free wherever you are, doing whatever you are there doing in your life. You will be able to achieve this. This is where our chapter number 2 concludes. So this is the thing that see tomorrow in the morning in Hindi also. So for today we will conclude our session. आज के लिए हम रोक लेते हैं, अपनी वाणी विश्राम दे देते हैं, so that we can meet tomorrow. जय गुरुदेव.